On paper, not looking like the closest match, but you know, they made the magic happen once. Team C11 together, we are terrific. So maybe they can make it happen again today. Who knows? I hope we get to see at least a few points on their side, and we have a very recognizable face in Birchman, who's been in the 5-digit World Cup and 4-digit World Cup roster for Canada and top 2 in both of these tournaments. So really established tournament player when it comes to early stage and mid stage consistency. Maybe not the highest skill cap player on the team, but does it really matter? It's quarterfinals, and you also have other recognizable Canadian players such as TS Fury, very high skill cap player, as well as recognizable American players such as Pez and Arco, also very well experienced tournament players. It's basically your all North American team. You'd love to see it.
Yeah. I was gonna make a whole joke about Together We Are Canadian, and then I noticed that there were some American players hiding in the back of the roster.
Yeah, not quite full Canadian roster.
Together We Are Canadian, enough.
Yeah. And we also get a couple American players on the side of NRG FiNESSE. They have very well established rosters, and honestly, Together We Are terrific. Even if they don't come in this match as favorites, I hope they can create a surprise on some of these picks, and they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with, whether they stay in this winners bracket or drop down in losers. But that's a story for the end of this match, as it has only barely started. I believe we're going to see a warm-up, and yeah, we're just getting in this warm-up and getting a slow paced start to our match. We could talk a little bit more about our players.
They dipped Steam Happy emoji into tar. What?
Yeah, what is that?
There's some weird things going on for this warm-up, man. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna remain unable to explain this. Actually, now we have a little bit more time to talk about the players. One player we didn't really mention was Pikapone, and definitely the type of player you tend to see more in solo. You see him on a lot of these maps with top scores on Hidden Hard Rock, and in tournaments he's also of course a force to be reckoned with. Very consistent player.
Yeah.
And yeah, that warm up is really something. Something's happening on screen right now, so pay attention.
Some crazy aim, actually.
Yeah,
we got some good combos.
Yeah, we had Yuruki and Wagon FC for a while. And TTV UFO actually, I believe, is still full comboing, or did he drop once, or just low whack FC?
I think it's just low whack.
I gotta say though, TTV UFO is probably one of those players I'm least familiar with in this matchup, despite being on the 3rd seeded team. So, would you, by any chance, have any interesting insights on this specific player? As he is destroying the map, so I believe now is a good time to talk about him.
Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, a little out of my area of expertise.
Oh, all good. We got a full match to see what he's capable of.
Best player in Hawaii, though. This is kind of sick.
Yeah, sure is. And very sick score, 747k on this warm-up map. Also, another player I'm not too familiar with is Wagon on the side of Together We're Terrific. Oh, on the side of NRG FiNESSE. My apologies. And Chinese players, I would have seen him, I believe, in 1 or 2 1v1 tournaments, Asian tournaments, but that's about it. So very little insight on this player as well. So we have a couple of a bit more unfamiliar faces on those rosters, but that's really no big deal. Most of them are very well known, and most of them are expected to pop off in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Question is, are we getting a second warm-up? Are we moving on to the match?
And we are getting an incredibly skill-capped 2-star warm-up, it looks like. Or is it just troll and are we getting into the match?
I think that's just the tournament client rolling. There's no way that's the okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense. Thank you very much. So while we wait, maybe we can compare a little bit more of the results in terms of qualifiers. As we mentioned it earlier, the seed disparity between those two teams, but if you look at the specific results, we notice that there are a few noticeable close scores, most notably on Hard Rock Precision, where there's actually a 2,000 point difference between both of these teams. And NRG FiNESSE only taking it by about 2,000 points, so Precision might be an option. Also, DT1 being excruciatingly close between these two teams. So there are quite a few solutions when you look on paper at the qualifiers results for Together We Are Terrific to make it happen on some of these maps. They have a very respectable score on Nobot 1 as well, so they're looking like a comfortable AIM team all around. Then again, you're going against our NRG FiNESSE, who are some of the overwhelming favorites to make it far in this tournament, so AIM consistency, never really comfortable to pick, especially when you're going up against players like Henry. We didn't mention him before, but we'll do it again. Henry, freshly out of the top 3 finish in 4 stays closed, the biggest 1v1 tournament there is in an O2 year, so if that's not impressive, nothing is.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of speaks to Henry's consistency in every skill set. This is the type of team where you might see Henry take, something like, I don't remember how big the pool is exactly, but probably something like 17 of 20 maps. You know, something ridiculous like that. He's just that guy.
Yeah.
So you'll see, like, even on this warm up, you can see that aim control just kind of gaps everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. And another stat that's kind of ridiculous. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty confident on this because I've looked at most of their tournaments, but I believe in these past 2.5 years, Henry is one of 3 players in the world to beat Malashevsky in 1v1, the 2 others being Karcher and Emmerich.
That sounds right, yeah.
So if that doesn't speak to how consistent Henry is on literally every single skill set, nothing does, because to beat Malashevsky in 1v1, you have to be basically excellent at every single aspect of the game.
Where did Karcher beat Malish?
So Karcher took a set off of him in the Ethereum Summer Singles and Grand Finals. He didn't win the match.
Okay.
He didn't win the match, but in 2022 he was able to take the first set against him and force the bracket reset.
Interesting. Okay. I actually didn't know that.
And that was like prime Karcher 2022, so he had to go all the way to get that set against him. So that's, yeah, I believe that's all the players who've been able to take it against Malashevsky in 1v1. Emmerich, of course, doing it a couple of times in 4 stays closed last year and the round table.
Yeah.
When you got such a player of such caliber on your team, it has to be a reassuring presence.
Yeah, for sure. All right, but that is the end now of that second warm-up. There's no more dilly-dallying around. There's no more Steam Happies dipped in tar. And now there is just a match ahead of these players. Going to be getting into the picks and bans phase. As these players start to narrow down what in the pool they're going to be going with. And again, I think it's going to be a large focus placed on getting rid of that speed for RNG FiNESSE. Getting rid of RNG FiNESSE's ability to play speed, because it is a very, very high gap in terms of skill set.
Yeah, basically, apart from DT1, the gap is pretty wide on all of these DT maps. You look at the qualifiers results between these two teams, so you definitely want to look into these type of bans. Maybe a Fremont 2 ban could make sense as well. When it comes to tapping requirement, it's not the most tapping intense map in this map pool, but you still got those 240 bursts that can be very tricky when forced onto mods. We are going to get rolls. Henry's going to get to choose the pick or ban order, as we can see. And on the side of NRG FiNESSE, they can basically play anything, but they might want to look into a precision ban, looking at it as it was the closest map in qualifiers between these two teams.
Yeah, precision is one of those things that can also just be very scary, right? Like, the circles are so small, right? That's the whole gimmick. And it leads to a lot of sort of volatility if you're not playing exactly on your game. That's not the kind of thing that you want to throw down to the lower seeded team, should you be able to avoid it. So I absolutely agree. You know, they could be looking at that Hard Rock 2 ban. We're going to see the order choices come through. NRG FiNESSE is going to be taking the second ban, giving Together We Are Terrific the first ban. And Together We Are Terrific is going to be taking the second pick, giving NRG FiNESSE the first pick.
And the first pick on the overwhelming favorites of this entire match. And that's probably actually maybe an opportunity for Together We Are Terrific to get in their heads, because if by some miracle they manage to take it on the first pick of their opponents against such overwhelmingly favorites teams, that's got to be a big hit on the mental and also a big motivation spike for Together We Are Terrific to go far in this matchup and not just let themselves be destroyed by the favorites of this encounter. So now we're going to get into the first bands, waiting for Birchman's choice.
Yeah, I believe it is 2-minute timers for all the picks and bans, so they're kind of chilling for a second. First band's gonna come through, and that's not what either of us have been talking about, because it's the Hard Rock 3 Tata Kai band out 137 BPM alt, CS 5.9, so reaching into the precision territory a little bit. Not quite precision, but very interesting pick to see go away. And NRG FiNESSE, immediate response, a hidden one ban, not wanting to play that sort of dense hidden aim.
Yeah, with hidden one though, I get that hidden is not their biggest strength, but as we said earlier, you still have some amazing players, most notably Enry and Eventrace on that roster, so maybe hidden one is more of a band that's actively targeted against Together We Are Terrific's strengths, as they have a pretty established hidden roster as well on their side. But yeah, to come back a little bit on that Hard Rock 3 band, it's not a precision map per se, but as you said, the alt map and this really hybrid patterning of the flow and alt and flow out and snap out makes it really, really tricky if you're not fully comfortable on this type of mapping. And there's also a slight finger control requirement that can be very tricky as well. So despite not having called it, I can kind of get on board with that Hard Rock 3 ban. We're just waiting for the second bans. Hopefully it should be showing the bans very shortly.
Yeah. Hey, they're thinking a lot about it. I respect it. You know what? I get it. I'm in there.
you got a 2-minute timer, so why not just use it? You know, not breaking any rules. It's there for a reason. Players are allowed to talk about their choices. You have seen in some tournaments cases of teams stalling, but some people would say that it's frowned upon, but I mean, you're just exploiting the rules. Like, it's not against the rules. You can take your 2 minutes every time if you desire to. So
yeah, they're also not explicitly stalling. Like, it's just taking a second. Yeah, I feel like the question, can we double ban, is indicative of just really thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely hesitation. So it's going to be a Hard Rock 2 ban. So actually the closest map being banned by Together We Are Terrific. The closest map in qualifiers, and an immediate DT1 ban coming out of Enry. So that's all of our bans, and definitely not what we were expecting. Apart from the DT1, which Together We Are Terrific have shown their really great capacity on those type of maps. So, and it is probably on the easier side of this map pool. So if you got high consistency on DT1, you might as well ban it if your opponents have a higher consistency. So I can totally understand this one. The really only question mark in this ban phase would be a hidden one on the side of NRG FiNESSE, because they do have the roster. We're also going to see an instant pick on 3.1. So yeah, Enry and his team not messing around. They know exactly what they want to do, and they're going to do it. We're getting in this fly ring consistency map. We saw a very respectable score by Yoxby in the previous match. It was about 770k. So
all right.
Let's see if we're going to have an even higher score, because this map is really, really tricky on both Hard Rock and Hidden. The density on Hidden makes it really hard, but the simple fact that it's a slider aim map, it's just a slider aim consistency, is also very tricky on the Hard Rock in my opinion.
Yeah, Kendon, I think a lot of people will know this map by this point. Yeah, 175 BPM, as you said, tech consistency. And yeah, mod combinations are going to matter a lot here, of course. Free mod is a bit of a misnomer, as Resurrection Cup, this is a force mod tournament. Everybody's going to be taking a mod. So see exactly what people go for. It's the danger of playing this. I want to point out the AR 9.2. If I'm getting that correct, I don't know why it says 9.7 on stream.
I think the stream is in fact inaccurate for the AR.
Okay, well, it's AR 9.2. Don't believe anything they tell you. They're after you.
Yeah, that's a very direct way to say it, but I would totally go along with that theory. So let me just fact check that. And it is in fact AR 9.2. You were entirely right, but the rest, I believe, the rest of the stats, apart from the star rating, are correct. So
yeah, star rating's probably the Hard Rock star rating if I had to wager a guess.
Yeah.
But 9.2 makes it very, very dense to kind of to try and play on hidden. It's not like crazy so, but the amount of 1/4 density and the fact that this AR isn't super quick to hit it means that this can be a little bit troubling if you're not like crazy super duper comfortable on hidden.
yeah, we're about to get started. We're getting our rosters, so full roster on side together. We are terrific. We're gonna see pick on both play snap. Hez also stepping in. No surprises here. Two very capable players. Pickapone probably going to take hidden on this actually. And on the side of NRG FiNESSE, Henry, Ryuke, David, and PTV UFO. I'm curious to which mod is going to go for PTV UFO because Henry can basically play anything. Ryuke is most likely going to be Hard Rock. Henry is probably a higher probability to be hidden. He's an exceptional hidden player. He's like out there with the best hidden players in the entire world, so
yeah,
I would expect that from him.
Yeah, if Henry's the one playing Hard Rock, I'd be seriously surprised. Maybe he wants to practice, but you know, like if we're talking like straight play and win, Henry plays hidden every day of the week here.
Yeah, and there is hidden. Hidden also on TTV UFO and David, so triple hidden for NRG FiNESSE. And on the side of Together We Are Terrific, we're getting an Ian pie chart. 2 for 2. 2 Hard Rocks, 2 hidden.
Yeah. Gonna be interesting to see, of course, Hard Rock, where hidden is essentially the reading mod. Hard Rock is the skill cap mod, right? So it's interesting to see the lower seeded team take more of the skill cap mod. I'm not sure if that was an abort or not.
I don't know if it was an abort or if the client is just kind of struggling, but we have had some mild technical issues. No big deal. We've still been able to stream those matches. So here we go. We're gonna get this right in and started. And Pickapone, of course, taking a hidden on the side of Together. We're terrific. Pez and Nanawo on the Hard Rock second, taking the 4th hidden. So.
Alright.
And this consistency check to open the match, sure going to be intense. We're going to see probably a lot of drops as we see the first one on Nanawo and Hard Rock so far. This introduction offers us a couple of amazing accuracies so far in the lobby.
Yeah. I should really like this intro from a mapping perspective, right? It's the perfect, like, here's what you're going to be playing. Little course that this map gives you. I don't want to go down on it and drop so much accuracy. It's a little scary, you know. Speaking to the comfort on the Hard Rock, TTV UFO is going to find a traded break. But Together We Are Terrific really needs those Hard Rock accuracies to start climbing a little bit higher as we get into this first TI.
Yeah, with TTV UFO dropping once again, that's actually going to get the combo lead. And even more so now with Ryuke dropping on the Hard Rock and still no drops other than that early drop on Nanawo. He's going to drop once again, but that's not the one you want to see. Still 3 FCs on the side Together We Are Terrific with only 2 full combos remaining on the side of NRG FiNESSE. So far the lead in their favor. Not over by any means. As you see, it's only a 26k difference, but Ryuke and Sepid are going to drop. And that's going to favor NRG FiNESSE a little bit more. And Lolo and Pickapone are going to trade, so it's now basically Henry against Pez. And
yeah.
That's not a matchup you want to go.
That's the scariest thing to see, right? Right at the break if you're Pez.
Yeah, if you're Pez, that's really, really scary to see. You don't want to be the only one going up against Henry, so let's see how far he can go with that full combo on Hard Rock 2. So very, very well done for him so far. But The rest of the team needs to find a little bit of recovery, as we have seen multiple drops once again. Ryuke, Pickabone trading a little bit more. And Seppin and Nanawo offering so far bigger recovery combos than Lolo and TTBF are proposing for NRG. So that score lead is about 45k, slightly rising a little bit more with those drops on Seppin and TTD UFO. And Pez, halfway through the map, still holding like a champ on that Hard Rock full combo, matching NRG's hidden.
Yeah, it's scary though. That accuracy difference kind of speaks to cover right. NRG with 1% more accuracy is very big. Though that said, either of these players breaking would make a huge wave. I do want to talk about that supporting combo though. Ryuke, 235. I think that's David. I don't remember right at this moment.
Let's see.
Okay. They are holding that better supporting combo right now. That said, oh, that's so unfortunate for David. All right, suddenly my entire support combo talk is all for naught. Pez and Henry both hit through the space stream. UFO goes down with Seppin, and now into the final KI. It's still that battle of the FCs and support combos. Don't really matter too much.
Oh, pick a bonus drop though.
Yeah, a little scary.
That is Ryuke with the recovery now, unmatched.
Unmatched, but Nanawo's close enough that Ryuke alone is not going to take it away. Pez needs to hold on, though. The difference right now is Pez or Henry. Either of these players dropping will guaranteed determine this map. So both of them have to hold on with their tier lives.
And as they both pass earlier Yokai score, nah man, 800k and rising for both of them. You can't do this. You can't step in Fremont 1 and just get casually one hit and one Hard Rock full combo. That's not what's happening. And it's getting slightly closer with that recovery on Ryuke, but Nanawo is doing his job matching him, and Sepp is going to drop it. That's not the one that matters. Pez and Henry are still holding as we're reaching the final patterns of this map. It is dropped down to 40k difference, but it's not going to matter as long as these two hold. And it looks like it's going to happen. Taikani for the match opener. We're getting a double FC on Fremont 1.
Wow, a double FC, and together we are terrifics. First point. At that was a break point, Subaru. A very, very good start for this team. This was NRG FiNESSE's first pick. They are going to make it through with that huge Pez Hard Rock FC. NRG Hidden FC is kind of crazy as well. 12 100s is all that he got. Pez would slightly more than double it with 26, but you have supporting combos like that. What does that matter?
Oh my god. And Pez with a Hard Rock full combo, topping Henry's hidden score. How about that? What a flex that is. I hope he got a screenshot because he can be proud of himself. What an opening score for that matchup. And as you said, a break point to open the match in the favor of Together We Are Terrific against the overwhelming favorites, the third-seeded team in the tournament. They made the magic happen last week against the sixth-seeded team, and they're not looking like they want to slow down any bit. As now it's their first pick coming in, and they're leading 1-0. Of course, it's still very early in the match, but that has to be a confidence boost.
Absolutely, and into their first pick, they're going to be feeling a little bit, feeling the Pez momentum.
Yeah, Pez really doing his carry job, and now you got all the options open. It's only the first pick in the match. You've got so many maps that are open, and many of them where you've got a lot of comfortable players, a lot of consistent players. And sometimes it relies on that pop-off performance, and that's just what Pez brought for his team. And he did it at one. I would argue one of the best moments in the match, because you get the opening breakpoint against the favorites. That has to be good for your mental.
Absolutely. That said, it was a little close. You know, players need to stay on their guard, right? I'd say a lot of what went well for them was the early map, right? You know, you saw NRG FiNESSE was having a lot of trouble outside of Henry on that like first KI. You know, we saw a lot of drops from Ryuke. And it was only in the second half of the map that Together We Are Terrific started to trade. Ryuke had a really good recovery and ended up being the biggest supporting combo, but it was those early drops that kind of doomed his score. And that can be very, very scary for this team. Together We Are Terrific. This is interesting. They're picking into speed here. It's Fremont 2, Baka Tushin, met by Astralis. This is quite the pick to go into Henry's team, right? Like, this should be the speed team.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned it because we talked about Henry, but players like Secret Box as well. Ryuke, if he's not considered a speed player, literally nobody is. Like, he's one of the speed. He's like one of the OG speed players of all time. So you're picking into it's not exactly the map with the most intensive tapping requirement in the entire map pool. So you also have that snap aim requirement to play such a map. So maybe that's what they're banking on. But yeah, very scary map to go up against Henry, Ryuke, Secret Box. Looks like Adventrix is going to say hello in the lobby. Don't know if he's going to stick around, but if he's sticking around, he's probably going to go hidden. He's like one of the best hidden players in the entire world right now. Very, very feared hidden specialist. So we're going to see those rosters being established. Pez probably going to stay in. We're going to see Birchman make a first appearance in this matchup, and David is going to step in for the fourth slot on the side of NRG FiNESSE. So we're still waiting on the fourth player on the side. Together we are terrific, but they want to make this one count. They're up 1-0. That's their own pick, so you would lose that momentum if it were to happen for a second breakpoint in the favor of NRG FiNESSE this time. So you don't want that to happen. You want to get up 2-0. And Picapone is going to come in for the fourth slot on the side of Together We Are Terrific. Most likely going to take Hidden, another Hidden specialist, much like Adventrix. We're most likely going to see Pez go Hard Rock once again.
Yeah, I think with Pez, you kind of just ride that wave that you just got with that Hard Rock. Probably going to see the 3 Hidden, just because we see Birchman swapping in. And of course, NRG FiNESSE. I think okay. There's David and Ryuke on the Hard Rock, and then Nanawo and Pez on the Hard Rock. All right, so 2 Hidden, 2 Hard Rock for each team. I'm a little off my game, it seems.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, David is a very capable Hard Rock player, so I'm not too surprised on this one. Nanawo did play Hard Rock in the previous map, so he could have called it. And actually, Henry's going to get the first drop in this map, so not what you would expect to see, especially on that style of mapping, where Henry would be the one to shine. But things happen, and it's looking like a very, very slight lead early on in the favor of Together We Are Terrific. Based off this combo advantage, not so much an accuracy advantage with those really, really high accuracies all across the board on the side of NRG FiNESSE. And Ryuke is going to drop now, so a second drop on the side of NRG FiNESSE, and now it's looking pretty good. Maybe not so good anymore with Birchman dropping, but it is traded by Henry and Adventrix, so only David early on in this map holding on the full combo, with 3 FCs still holding on the side of Together We Are Terrific. Make that 2 with Nanawo.
Yeah, David, you've got a lot to prove here on this Hard Rock. Pez matching Picapone, just a little extra bonus on top. That Hidden FC still holding on. About halfway through the map now, but Picapone's suddenly going to find a break. It's similar to what we saw in Fremont 1. It's out of nowhere. It's on nothing at best, too. Wait a second. As soon as the aim comes through, these players starting to struggle a little bit, and now David, he's lonesome with the FC, and suddenly the story is looking a lot better for this team than it was just a second ago. NRG FiNESSE now with the combo advantage by a long shot, though dropping some supporting combo.
Man, the one we didn't really talk about, David, and this full four-man roster on the side of NRG FiNESSE, making it happen, making the magic, going through the old veteran, the OG player from China. He's one of those veteran tournament players you would see on this Chinese OWEC roster for years and years, and he's still doing it today. Still holding that Hard Rock full combo. You are seeing other drops on the side of Pez and Nanawo, and Birchman and Picapone not really having specific combos to be talked about, but now David is finally going to drop, but Ryuke is here to pick up the slack. An amazing performance on the side of David.
Absolutely. It's a 500k lead to end the map. It's like they picked for each other. At the end of the map, players can feel a little happy here if they're on the side of NRG FiNESSE. They have made quite the difference, especially David. That huge score. Shout out to Ryuke's 1 slider break score, by the way. He broke early on in the map. But he kind of made a crazy recovery on that Hard Rock. The Hard Rock players were really the ones speaking for this team. where together we are terrific. They just couldn't find themselves a standout score like this.
Yeah, it's not what you wanted. It's not what you wanted if you were together. We are terrific. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. They basically picked for each other. It's one all now, and that momentum is lost. Sadly, Pez not being able to replicate what he did on the first pick. It's all good. It's still very early in the match, but that's not what you wanted if you were them. Also, we are getting a bit of information in the chat on Pez's full combo. It's the sixth ever Hard Rock full combo on the map. That Fremont 1 map, and the second HR only FC after Rectagon. So to pull that off in tournament, that's kind of ridiculous. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Just speaks to this skill. Don't let the seeding tell you everything. Pez still very, very good. But Pez actually was just chilling in the grand finals of NAT the other weekend. Like, this guy's kind of cracked.
Yeah, Pez is not really one of those US players you would talk about if you only look at those really, really big tournaments, but he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. He's super consistent, and he's really like an up-and-coming new American player who's only getting better by the day, and you might see him more and more in those big tournaments, those Corsace tournaments, Corsace Open, Perennials, and maybe one day even in the OWC roster. Who knows how far he can go, but he sure is looking really, really strong right now. And we're going to get into this third pick of the match. It is back in the NRG FiNESSE side, and it's going to be Nomad 4, our tech pick coming out, tech Nomad pick. I think that's a really good pick for NRG FiNESSE. You look at their players, they have such a tech roster. Of course, Henry's going to play. Henry's going to play basically every single map. David is also really good on tech. Adventrix is also very capable on tech. You got those players who can play a lot of gimmicky or Nomad maps, and this is one of them. And they're stepping in. On the side of Bring It Together, we are terrific, though. Looking like Pickapone is going to stay. Not really a surprise. Pez is going to stay as well. Actually, no roster changes from the Fremont 2 on this Nomad 4. Unless we see a change right now. And on the side of NRG FiNESSE, we're going to see Opise step in. Ryuk as well. You don't think of Ryuk as a tech player, but he definitely plays those tech maps for Team OWC Canada, so why not in here as well?
Yeah, I mean it's a little scary, but I mean Ryuk is very, very consistent. I think Fremont 1 is kind of the closest reference that we have to this Nomad 4, right? Where it's like it's that techiness, right? And this Nomad 4 is far techier than the Fremont 1 is, but it's something to note for sure. Like we did just see a breakpoint on Fremont 1. We kind of got to see a little bit of what the vibes were on terms of tech. Of course, I think the big thing is that we're seeing Opix and Birchman now. Instead of their full Fremont 1 lineups repeated again, and of course, they're not shackled by mods. It is the full skill cap tech.
Yeah, here we step in. We did see an early drop, and actually a lot of early drops. Never mind, I was gonna specify a few players, but nearly a full lobby reset, except for Birchman and Henry in this intro. And that pattern was really tricky, but it's now only Birchman facing off Henry. We are seeing a little bit more drops on the side of Together We Are Terrific, though. Pez and Nanawa dropping once again.
Yeah.
One of them.
Pixie trade's pretty big. David and Pikapone kind of matching each other in terms of combo. Henry and Birchman matching each other in terms of combo, but here's where we bring up the act. Birchman is tanking these 100s like left and right. There is a lot of accuracy going down. Combo going down from Nanomo does not help. It's giving such a huge lead when you have a near 98% FC Henry on the other side. Birchman's FCing, but that accuracy is going to mean a lot as we continue through this map.
Yeah, Birchman really tanking the yak on those sliders, and he is getting some recovery from Pickabone, but not enough to contend with Ryuke and David's recovery. Also, Pixie now crossing the 300 combo mark, so starting to build something as well. Naruto and Pez, no combo to speak of. Pez found a really big drop before this slow section, and now we're getting into the second guy. It's really only Birchman to try to make something happen for his team right now. Pickapone is starting to recover, and his accuracy is pretty on point, but so far that combo lead with Ryuke recovering and David recovering also very well, and very good accuracy on David, but even topped by Henry with the highest accuracy in the lobby and also the highest combo as he is full comboing this map. It is looking pretty good now for NRG FiNESSE, and unless we see a team collapse, I think this should go their ways now. 300k difference in their favor.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? A 300k difference when, you know, you still have the matched FC. But that accuracy, again, means so much. It's a 100k difference between the FCing players and the rest of the 200k. Comes from the huge, huge difference in supporting combos. No players on the left side screen are trying to find themselves a break. Meanwhile, Nanawa consistently finding breaks. Pikapone finally finding a break after building up combo for so long. Ryuke trades it, but it's far too late to do anything. It's a 600k lead despite an FCing Birchman still, because you see that FCing 98% accuracy. Henry closing it off for this team.
Henry gets the FC, but man, Birchman combo gaming like a Chad. What?
Yeah,
like
A-rank FC.
A-rank
Kind of the
FC.
goat.
How about that?
That's my 5-digit right there. That's my 5WC player right there.
Yeah, Birchman combo gaming like a champ and really, really solid score. Man just doesn't miss. And Henry, of course, you did mention it, the standout performance in this lobby. 926k on this, and what for 98% accuracy. What are you supposed to do against such a player? And also, to be mentioned, Lolo with the S rank as well, and pretty respectable accuracy at that. So very, very nice supporting score on the side of David. And we did mention him as a very capable tech player, so that No.4 pick looking to work out for them. Now 2-1 in favor of NRG FiNESSE, so it's basically even. Those early traded breakpoints are now long gone, and we're going to go step in the second pick for Together We Are Terrific, so they want to keep up and make it happen on this second pick. And with those pop-off performances on players like Birchman, players like Pez earlier on the Fremont 1, you definitely have the potential. And there's going to be Fremont 4 instantly picked by Birchman, so that's the type of map you can see it happen on. It's a very flamey map, so you definitely would see some struggles, most notably on the hidden players. For if on Flame you're not exactly on point with your hidden capacity, you will chain this a whole hell lot on this map. And then Hard Rock also being very precise on this Flame, so it's basically a Flame hell for mod players, and that's just about what we're going to see because everybody has to take a mod. So definitely going to see Pikapone on the hidden, Pez on the Hard Rock, Sepid probably on the hidden. And we are going to see Dentrix step in.
Yeah, I would say with these flowing maps, you have to consider the AR a little bit, but given that it's AR 9.6, you take handling on this every day of the week. Hard Rock is such a scary mod to take on this. Personal Tycoony recommendation, don't do it.
Yeah, definitely not, but players are going to have to do it, and
Yeah.
Dentrix probably going to take hidden, and UK probably going to take Hard Rock, and we did see Henry step out, most likely going to step back in. I don't see why you would ever sub out Henry on anything. And it looks like Birchman is going to be the fourth player for Together We Are Terrific. So we're just waiting on the fourth player for NRG, and we're going to get going on this fourth pick. So far, Together We Are Terrific have been able to keep up to some extent on some of these scores, but NRG just showing off their depth of roster that is simply superior. And we're in fact going to see Henry step back in. That makes sense. Maybe he just preferred this slot. Who knows? You know, it's like one of those anime things where, like, if I don't play in this slot, I only play at like 40% of my capacity.
That is kind of crazy that they just let Ethan Trix jack the first slot from Henry. You got your ACK guy and you put him in slot 4?
Yeah, maybe Henry has to be in the slot 4 so that, you know, he's like more of this low-key player, and then he just destroys the map. Who knows?
That's I find that really funny. Like, being in a different slot makes you play different. All right. Anyways, we do see the 3 hiddens and 1 Hard Rock from each team. About what I expected. It's Ryuke and Pez going to be fighting each other on the Hard Rock. Everybody else in the lobby on Hidden for a very, very tough flow-in map. Custom map by Made for Resurrection Cup 2024.
Yeah, very nice custom map. And Pixie did find the early drop, but has dropped quite a bit of accuracy in this intro, so the score lead is about even 3,004 difference in this introduction. Also, this is not the longest map in the world. You have to be on point, and Seth is going to find the first big drop for his team, followed quickly by Birchman. So not only pick opponent, Pez on the full combos against basically almost 4 FCs. Pixie did drop very early on, but didn't really impact this.
Yeah. It's helpful to note, too, with these flowing drops that we're seeing. You know, we saw one from Pez just now, Pixie as well, is that these drops are oftentimes chain misses, right? You're dropping so much AC. Ryuke finds a drop, trades with Sepid, though. It's literally only Pikapone holding off against Ethan Trix and Enry. They need to see at least one of those players break to continue on. Huge chain miss from Ryuke, though, is going to balance things out a little bit. Pez does drop, but it's not the accuracy drop that really matters, and Enry's going to go down. Just Pikapone versus Ethan Trix, but not for long.
Yeah,
now
Ethantrix is basically doing it for his team, and I gotta say, Enry, Pikapone, and Ethantrix are the 3 players I would really expect to pop off on this map, and this time it is Ethantrix with the overwhelming top performance in this lobby. Still full comboing, nobody with really a big combo except for Pixie and Birchman trying to recover, but Ethantrix definitely stealing the show from them right now. And how far can he go? Those flowing patterns, man, they get pretty hard, and Ethantrix is still hitting them.
Yeah, this guy's going kind of crazy right now. The flow aim, those like aim control snaps, he is hitting them for free today. About to reach 96. Oh no! What?
What did he miss on?
He tapped he tapped a circle that didn't exist, which made him break on the slider because the slider was within range for tapping. That it activated the slider head early, and it counted as an. There's no way, dude.
That has to be intentional, man.
There's no shot. There's no shot that was intentional. Cause he tanked Ak right at the end. I think he misread the pattern.
Oh my god, that's too bad. Hey, let's say it wasn't FC. He was close enough. Come on, cut him some slack.
98% FC. That was a 98% FC.
Great performance, Ethantrix. And honestly, I gotta say, Ethantrix, he's one of those American players. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on future OSU World Cup teams as a hidden specialist. You know, he is so good on this hidden skill set.
Yeah. The only thing that's scary for him is US OWC team's quite competitive to make it on.
Of course.
One day
as a specialist, I'm a believer. I'm an Ethantrix believer. But yeah, great performance, stealing the show from every single other player, including Pikapone and Enry with the 2 other top scorers in this lobby. So
yeah, absolutely. Putting him in the slot 1 was clearly the right call. You were right about the whole if I'm not in this slot anime thing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he did it. He made it happen. Yeah.
Now up to NRG FiNESSE. Consolidate that break point with whatever pick they've got next here. Of course, we've seen that No Mod 4 win. Now we've seen Free Mod 2 and Free Mod 4 as well. There's not really that much Free Mod left. there's just the Free Mod 3 in Bike left, and might finally see them venture out a little more.
I can't believe that miss, man. That's so unfortunate. And it's going to be DT4 coming out, and NRG FiNESSE has a 3rd pick. So DT4, I haven't seen this map actually. I haven't been able to cast it. It's the first time I cast this map. Of course I know what that map is, but I haven't seen it played yet. So I'm really excited.
Dude, okay, this map's so sick. 5WC, we actually almost pulled this as a hidden too, because the map's sick. Unfortunately, it was a little too easy for the round that it was brought up for. But, oh my god, this map is so good. It's so weird, and which makes it a great candidate for DT4. DT4 is the weird slot, right? Like, as long as you have a map that feels funny to play, this is awesome. It's super dense, given that it's AR8 no mod. So you're looking at 9.7, which is pretty sluggishly slow for DT.
Yeah, as a person who thinks that DT pools all across the tournament scene have been kind of invaded by speed maps. I'm always super happy to see such a gimmicky DT pick. It always puts a smile on my face to see such a different DT map, and this snap fast aim finger control requirement is really going to be super tricky. You got to be on a point on this, and who else than NRG to pop off on something like that, honestly?
Yeah, man. I tell you, like speed meta went kind of crazy. DT needed a little more speed. But yeah, I agree. I love these DT4 picks. DT4 is always one of my favorite slots. When you can you can have a DT slot that is dedicated to fucking around and finding out. Oh my god, it's the greatest. See another slot 1 switch here. It's David in slot 1. The expected onus now.
Yeah,
on
well,
the Chinese legend.
Yeah, David. It's like part of the Chinese 4-man squad that's been holding their ranks for such a long time with Milk Tea, Kurumi, and Crystal, of course. And he's going to be finding the first miss, quickly followed up by Ryuke and Sepid, so it's an early combo lead for Together We Are Terrific, but the accuracy is looking much better on the side of NRG FiNESSE, despite that miss also from Intentrix. It's only NRG with the full combo on their side. It still doesn't. Birchman and Pickapone actually missing on this slider. So only has any combo to speak of on their side.
Yeah, that said, NRG does find a break. What's big now is the David and Ryuke combos that are able to fight Pez off for now. If either of them break, though, it can be very, very troubling. 200k lead early on is looking good for this team, especially as all together we are terrific outside of Pez is having a lot of consistency troubles. Ryuke does find a break. Pez now, in terms of just player to player, has a combo advantage, but that supporting combo matters so much, and that's exactly what Pez doesn't have.
Yeah, and the lead's about 300k in favor of NRG FiNESSE, but we're going to see this double miss on Henry and Tentrix on that build-up section. But simply no recovery combo on the side of Together We Are Terrific. Pez is doing an amazing job, but there he goes. And there goes David as well. So it's basically full reset. That's going to be it. The lead is not really going to move from that 400k mark. And when you look at those accuracies, you definitely feel a lack of comfort on the side of Together We Are Terrific with Pickapone and Birchman around that 80% accuracy and 70% accuracy for Sepid, actually. So really, really lacking that comfort. Pez really the only one to make something happen in this map, but was matched, unfortunately, by Ryuke and Henry and David. David was making the slot 1 magic happen once again, top scoring for his team. Man, every time.
Yeah, but Pez in the Mirror World slot 1 here, like this guy, MVP of the map actually. But you look at those supporting combos, and it's I'll say it's a very long way from 65k to 45k. And that means a lot for NRG FiNESSE. Just that much bigger consistency element for this team is going to give them the win on this pick. And now Together We Are Terrific. You're going to have to be careful. It's my favorite point in the match where Together We Are Terrific only has 1 guaranteed pick left. This pick matters. They need to win this pick.
Yeah, they got
in order to keep picking.
Yeah, gotta make it count because, as you said, last guaranteed pick in this match, and it's gonna be an instant pick on Nomad 2, which is probably not the map I would have expected, because that means we probably might see the first appearance of Secret Box in this lobby, unless he's not here, of course. I haven't checked, but
let's see. Let's do some research. Time in Sydney, 3:51 a.m. I think he's not here.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't see a Nomad 2 without Secret Box if he was here.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm personally grateful because it means that I can talk about the fact that this is a Resurrection Cup 2024 original song by Blobdash. How the hell did we get so many Blobdash Nomad, or like multiple Blobdash Nomad 2s so close together? How did that happen?
I don't know, but I'm all in for it. This is such a banger and such an amazing map. And as you said, this week's the custom song map, apart from Tiebreaker, of course.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that every Tiebreaker is an original song. I don't know if that's like ever been explicitly stated, but I mean it's the tradition so far.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of obvious. So I don't think it needs to be stated, but we can always say it. Good reminders, of course, for the arts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But
of course, we did mention Secret Box absence, so maybe they're trying to bank on that, actually. Together we are terrific. Seeing that probably the scariest Nomad 2 player in that team is missing.
yeah, maybe.
But then again, you still have players like Henry, you still have players like Ryuke. It's not
I
like
mean,
they're completely desperate.
they lost though on Free Mod 4, and that's what scares me a little bit. Is like, okay, like it's Free Mod, but it was Flow Aim. So picking Flow Aim is kind of a daunting kind of pick to make. It's of course a different map and could make for a different story, but you're looking at a roster that can clearly perform very, very well on Flow Aim against your own. Interestingly, though, I do want to note Ethan Trick's not in the lobby, not here to play this kind of Flow Aim, which could be the saving grace here for this team.
Yeah, Ethan Trix is probably not the first player you look at on this roster to play on those stamina flowing maps. As I mean, it's 190, it's not too fast, but you still have to have some tapping requirement to play such a map, and it's the match of this flow aim intense, type of mapping with the 190 BPM streams and stamina that makes it quite tricky. So I'm not surprised to see Ethentrix sub out for this one. We are going to see Ryuke, David, Henry, and TTV UFO coming back in for this map. And on the side of this, I was going to say Canadian roster. I forgot Pez was in the lobby. I'm very sorry. On the side of Together We Are Terrific, we're going to see much of the mainstay players we've seen in this matchup so far. David and Pickapone are going to trade early on. I think I'm looking at Pez and Birchman to pop up on this one.
Yeah. You know what? I'm sticking with the Together We Are Canadian joke. Sorry, Pez. It's just how it is. It's how it's got to be. You're Canadian now. My fault.
Yeah, it's like when it comes to such a minority, we can call them all Canadians, basically. That's your rule.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, he's not
sure.
alone though. Arco's there as well, so
Well, Arco isn't here, so
yeah, he can't really say anything about it. Sorry, Arco.
yeah. Talking about the match though, Nanawo is going to find the first really, really significant break. TTV UFO is going to trade it early on though. So really just going to be looking at the accuracies for now, which are favoring Together We Are Terrific as we go into this monster of a flow aim section.
Yeah, we're about reaching the end of the first third of the map, and we didn't see a lot of drops, but as you said, this combo advantage is slightly in the favor of Together We Are Terrific. And only 2 FCs remaining on the side of NRG FiNESSE, but those 2 full combos are going to do the work for now. And those... Oh my god, Henry!
No!
What happened? The slow slider for Henry. And
Birchman almost did the same thing. Birchman came so close to doing the same thing, but that is so huge to lose on the slow slider right before the break section. That was an FC too.
That was the highest FC for them, so now it's only Ryuke. And Birchman and Pez, the 2 we mentioned at the beginning of the map, still full comboing Pez with the outstanding accuracy. What is this? He's destroying this map. And Birchman is going to drop, so that trades Henry, but it is still a slight combo lead for Together We Are Terrific, and about 100k difference. Nanawo is going to drop. Pickapone is still here to pick up the slack with the recovery. Nearly an FC on Nanawo, but you look at the other side. And David, I was about to talk about him. David is going to drop chain miss on that stream.
That was a real break. Okay. I thought that could be Bancho playing around, but that's a very significant break to make. Oh my. Yeah, that combo advantage for Together We Are Terrific is going to hold on to Pez. That's a huge FC drop, but Ryuke finds the chain miss right after. Pikapone also misses. Everybody's going down now. Henry, TTV UFO, the last hope. TTV UFO, it's another chain miss. It's just Henry now, and against Bertrand and Nottawell, that should be enough to slow the bleed against the Filipino madman here. We'll see what he can do, but it might be too little too late for NRG FiNESSE to take this back. And you know what? Maybe Together We Are Terrific had a point in picking this Nomad suit. Everybody showing an absolutely stellar score at some point. Everybody showing just how clutch they are. And despite no FCs making it through, they are clearly comfortable on this kind of pick.
And Henry, I definitely feel for him. I definitely think he would be upset about this, because if he had not slider broke on that slow slider, it would have been basically an FC, and he would have taken it for his team. So you got to feel for Henry, the S rank. Look at that accuracy on Henry, and Pez too as well with the 1 miss.
Yeah, I also want to point out, Birchman, right? So Birchman, his break was right at the end of a stream. He just he misaimed the end, I think. He just overaimed it a little bit. Like that's another break that hurts because there was a long break after that stream to really think about that. Sit in that. And that was the only miss he had. There was a lot of these like really close FC moments for all of these players.
Yeah, really, you look at Berkman, and all across the board, actually, for Together We Are Terrific. We had Berkman on the one miss, and Big Pone on the one miss as well. On the S rank, I believe, even, and Pez on the one miss, so very, very little misses. Only Nanuo getting the 10 miss, so one chain miss on the specific stream, but they really showed a lot of comfort on this pick, so it made a lot of sense, and we get the instant GT3 pick coming out of NRG FiNESSE, so gonna look to tapping abuse now on those 270 bursts.
Yeah. One of the silliest songs in Resurrection Cup, of course. Everyone's gotta have its meme song. It's just gotta happen. Ogabuki and Breakall is that one, as you said, 270 BPM bursts. These are tough. I've seen a lot of questioning, kind of, I guess, with the speed proficiency. You know, with that free mod 2, of course, going to the side of NRG FiNESSE. They've been sitting on it for a while, but finally willing to pick into that speed now. Though this is a very different map from Fremont 2. That 30 BPM difference means the world when it comes to this map.
It sure does. It sure does. This is really when you're getting into this high BPM tapping requirement, and that's going to be the difference maker between those two teams, because 270 BPM, you're reaching those BPMs where, unless you're really good at combo gaming and double tapping, you can't really do anything when you're speed capped. So, unless you're like fucking worst HR player who like double taps his way to victory on those speed picks, you can't really expect to be favored when you have the better speed team facing against you. I would argue that speed is one of the least breakpointable skill sets when there's a clear difference and gap in terms of tapping between two teams or two opponents. It is so hard to contend when the other one against you is simply better at tapping.
I don't know. I would actually disagree. Speed can be very volatile. You know, we've seen a lot of tapping errors throughout this match, right? From both sides of the screen. So it just matters who gets more of those like really silly errors, honestly, that are so common to tournament nerves. Early on, you can see peak opponent find some breaks. It's going to matter more so on the accuracy side than it is on the combo side, though. That break's going to matter a little bit more in this early part.
And so far, it's looking very confident on the side of NRG FiNESSE. Even more so now with Birchman and Nanuo also dropping. Pez really the only one being able to do anything in its introduction. Holding on spectacular accuracy, actually nearly top accuracy in the lobby, only being bested by Ryuke. And I mean, if anyone's going to best him, it's got to be Ryuke, the OG speed player, doing his job right now, stepping in, and it's still a four-way. We're nearly reaching the end of the first third of the map. And we're seeing more drops on the side of Birchman and Nanuo, and it is looking so confident on the side of NRG FiNESSE.
Yeah. That volatility in their favor for sure. Into this like burst section, this is where we've seen like Together We Are Terrific has a lot of trouble with these bursts. That's what we saw the first time around. Nanuo finds a break, Birchman dropping act. They need all of the combo they can get, especially when you have 4 S ranks on the other side of the screen. Pez recognizing, honestly, the ridiculousness of the situation. What do you do against this? Ryuke was assessing the last time you were at a break. You may be the highest accuracy in the lobby, but what does that matter when you can't hold that combo anymore? And all 4 of the players on the left side of the screen were, until just now, Ryuke David go down, but too little too late. 1 million difference. Enry Dragon, they're going to keep holding on until the last quarter.
Dragon does drop, actually, and I was about to mention that he had the highest accuracy in the lobby, but it looks like that title is going to go to Pez now, as he's doing a fantastic job on this map, but simply not enough. He did drop, he did slide a break earlier, I believe it was a slide break, and Enry is going to be the lone full combo in this map, but what a domineering performance. Look at this score, 3 million, and now almost 3.5 million towards the end of this map, and Enry looks like he's going to be coming out of this map with a full combo. Outstanding performance. Also, Pickapone really recovering quite well in this map. Actually besting Pez in terms of score, but simply not enough, not nearly enough against the score. Almost a quad 800k. The only score below 800k being David, and still 700k, so more than respectable. Yeah, man, you called it the tapping team. What are you supposed to do against them? And that's them without Secret Box as well.
Tap harder.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, that's why I said at the beginning of the map, I didn't really see the breakpoint happening on this pick.
Yeah, there is still one major speed map left in the pool. It is the DT2 Distorted Pain. Of course, that is a lot closer in line to what the Fremont 2 is, and a lot closer between those teams, I imagine. But that's not for right now. I highly doubt we're going to see Together We Are Terrific just straight up picking the DT2. We'll see. We haven't really seen the true aim. Of course, you know, Hidden 1, DT1 bans from NRG FiNESSE. It might be time to break out like that No Mod 1, maybe. Hard Rock 1, kind of, but, you know, when you ban Hard Rock 2, Hard Rock 3, you kind of made a statement of what mod you don't want to play. So I doubt we're going to see the Hard Rock 1 specifically.
But to be noted as well, the Hidden pool was entirely untouched apart from the Hidden 1 ban on the side of NRG FiNESSE. And when you look at the roster on Together We Are Terrific, there are some capable hidden players. You look at your pick opponent, you look at Birchman, you look at this consistency that they've shown in the early stages of this tournament. So I wonder if they would try and go on this hidden pool.
I highly doubt it. You have some hidden monsters on the other side of the screen.
That's true. We've got Adventrix and Henry, and it's going to be Fremont 3.
Yeah, it's Bike. I can see you. That's the difficulty, Dan.
Yeah, actually...
1 minute 37 seconds, the shortest map in the pool.
I did mention this in the previous match that I got to commentate, but if you are part of the Geometry Dash community, this is a very well-known song to you, as it is a song used on a very, very famous demon level.
Interesting.
But here it's our custom map by Alveria.
Yeah, the custom anti-mod map. We have yet to really see that, as we, you know, interestingly, it's the team that banned Hard Rock 2 that picked anti-mod. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to take a second to load this map in here. MP3 is a little bit of a weird one, I imagine.
Yeah,
you know, it's pretty standard anti-mod.
Yeah, but anti-mod is too powerful for mine, apparently. It's really the map is just so epic, you know, that it would force us to put that screen up. Anyway, we'll be back really soon. And talking about the mods, I don't expect really any big surprises. I think the triple hidden is most likely going to happen on the side of Together We Are Terrific. Most probably the Hard Rock on Pez, as we've seen the recurring theme in this matchup. And on the side of NRG FiNESSE, we're probably going to get maybe at least 2 hiddens on the side of Henry, and maybe, I would say Adventrix. I would argue that Adventrix would be someone to play this map, and we are going to see, in fact, Henry and Adventrix, DDV, UFO, and Ryuke. Ryuke most likely going to be the Hard Rock scorer on the side of NRG FiNESSE.
Yeah. See how it goes.
You do see Ryuke hidden, but it's like in teams like Team Canada for Ocean World Cup, and it's more of a fill player. Of course, he's not bad by any means at hidden, but to choose between hidden and Hard Rock, you definitely put him on Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Also, it's a very short and explosive map, so potentially to finish the match, unless Together We Are Terrific make it happen on this pick, we're going to get the points loaded back in Defiant.
I am surprised I've never seen an 8-star jump map of this song. This sounds like a prime candidate for some tomfoolery.
Yeah, it does, actually. I haven't thought about that, but you're entirely right, now that you say it. So very, very short and explosive, so it would totally fit. It would totally fit, honestly. Well spotted.
Give me my clip farm! I want to play some A, baby!
Maybe some inspiration for the mappers listening to us out there.
Just don't get too inspired. I'm not saying trying to rank it, you know. But, you know, have some fun with it.
I mean,
alright, here we go. 2 HD, 2 HR per team. Very balanced.
Yeah. HR, actually.
Not HDHR, mind you. That is HR only. For Henry, that's a very surprising pick.
Yeah, that's an unusual sight, I would say. TTV UFO is going to be the first one to drop in this map. It's still very early, but this map is very short. Traded by pick opponent Henry following up. So, slight combo lane in the favor of Together We Are Terrific and snap opener. And very volatile. We're already a third way through.
Yeah, Nanawo is going to go down though. Suddenly it's 2 FCs to 2. The players on the walls of the screen here, Ryuke, Ethantrix, Pez, and Stepid. Halfway through the map now, these combos are so important. Look at how small that lead is, 7,473 points as we get this little silly little Bancho pause to give us all the time in the world to just think like, oh god, is someone about to break? Look at where their cursor is. Are they about to break? I swear they're about to break, and then Ryuke breaks. Isn't that crazy?
And I hope that's not a real break because he was literally assessing and oh, all right, no disconnect, please. No disconnect. And it looks like that was a real break on Ryuke, and that's very unfortunate. He was SSing the map and he was destroying it, but is TTV UFO in there? I hope
well, TTV UFO is just ahead in time. We don't know how they've been playing. Schrodinger's player. That said, Ethantrix now the only FC. TTV UFO is back now.
And it's excruciatingly close in this end of map.
Yeah, the big thing is, though, Ethantrix still holding that FC, still doing so good as that hidden gimmick player. As you mentioned earlier, he's the one, the difference here.
Oh, he breaks
trying to break! Wait a second!
Brickabone is swinging back right at the end.
And it swung back fast. Together we are terrific. They made it just solely off of that Ethantrix break. If he didn't break at all, like, it would have been a completely different story. Or if he broke just a little bit later.
And yeah, together we are terrific. Going to survive for an extra map. They're going to force another pick on NRG FiNESSE. They're not dead yet in this winner's bracket. Of course, the team who loses is not eliminated by any means, but what a fight that was, so close, and Ethantrix nearly made it happen for his team, but right at the end, Pickapone came in clutch.
Wait. Stream client had it wrong because of the Bancho lag.
Okay, so
it was actually a red team win by 233 points.
Oh my
NRG
god.
FiNESSE just won the match.
Oh no, that's the worst thing to happen. Oh my god, 233 points. Are
233, and we didn't even get to see it. What the hell, man?
We didn't get to cast it. Are you kidding me?
2,530,728 points to 2,530,495 points.
I am so fucking pissed. This would have been ridiculous to see live, but it is what it is. Oh my god. And NRG FiNESSE just take the win like that on the match. That's got to be frustrating for Team Together We Are Terrific. They were putting up such a great fight on this map.
Yeah. Oh my god. That is such an unfortunate ending for the team. Luckily for them, of course, this has been a winner's bracket match. For Together We Are Terrific, they can continue to be terrific next week in the loser's bracket. Meanwhile, NRG FiNESSE will continue finessing their way all the way through into the semifinals winners bracket. I tried so hard with those puns. I'm very proud of them. All right.
Yeah, and when it comes to Together We Are Terrific, they're going to meet up with the winner of Financial Advisors against Ramba Chile in losers bracket. Oh man,
yeah.
we're gonna sound mega biased, but I don't care. I wanted them to win this on such a close margin. 233 points. I can't believe. Are you kidding me? That's like one of the closest.
Yeah.
That's one of the closest gaps I've ever seen in a 4v4.
Oh, you've never been there for the team tournament 1 point difference. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, that was a great match. That said, that is all we've got for today, I believe.
I think
correct me if I'm wrong.
If we look at the scheduling, I think we got one more match, but it's not going to be streamed, sadly.
Then we're functionally done for the day. So
yeah, that's about it.
Tomorrow at 17 UTC is going to be a very interesting one because it's not only going to be the winner's bracket from Fresh Off the Boat versus Tidal Wave, but also the Map Pool Showcase. So the Map Pool Showcase will be on the A stream, that is twitch.tv/Resurrection Cup, and the match will be displayed on the B stream, that is Resurrection Cup 2. Interestingly, Grease Monkey versus Rich Penguins, that's the losers bracket potential match that we were looking at, is actually going to be played Tuesday at 18 UTC. I'm not sure if we're going to be streaming that because that's a weird time. But yeah, we'll see. So stick around Monday 17 UTC whether you want to watch a match or you want to watch an incredible Mount Bull showcase. I'm not gonna say anything, but there's some crazy stuff in there. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, feel free. Stick around, I guess.
Well, thank you, Ty Canny, so much for casting this match with me. It has been my pleasure and my privilege.
Of course, man. I love cooking with you.
Yeah,
that, of
always
course,
great.
is going to
Always
be
great
it.
time. And thank you, everybody, for watching as well and following us.
Yeah. See you next time.